I'm sure we'd all like to know why it happened. I mean, but we would only be speculating at this point.
The search for answers continues right now at 5:30. A man murders 7 family members, then kills himself. 6 of those victims were Don Spirit's grandchildren. The tragedy drawing attention from around the country tonight to the small community of Bell, Florida in Gilchrist County. Spirit called 911 yesterday about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and talked about harming others and himself. But by the time deputies arrived, Spirit had already murdered his 28-year-old daughter and her 6 children, 4 girls and 2 boys, ages 10 years to 3 months. Governor Rick Scott arriving in Bell this afternoon to express his condolences for the tragedy.
What we have to do is say a prayer for this family. They have a lot of additional family members, and your heart just goes out to them.
This tragedy overwhelming for the tiny Bell community because there are only 450 people in the entire town.
Well, you're taking action tonight to understand why Don Spirit turned so violently on his family. And joining me now is Dr. Marie Nielsen, a licensed mental health counselor. Well, first of all, what would drive somebody to do something this horrific and tragic?
Something of this magnitude has been building for a long time. So it could have started in early childhood, built through his life. There's a disconnect, rage, hurt, emotions that are building up, an inability to cope with things, but then it finally gets to a complete psychotic break with reality. It's a sense of complete separation, complete alienation. There's no connection between when I do A and it creates B inside the other person. That builds up over a period of time all the way to this complete kind of break.
So are there any signs that you could look for other than this is an angry person who, yells or gets violent sometimes?
One of the keys is disconnection. Another is an inability to have compassion, empathy. When they hurt someone, they don't seem to care. They don't, you hurt someone, you say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That's lacking. And then it becomes more and more severe over time. The conscience gets seared. There's not an ability to have that sense of, I hurt someone, I want to make it right. They start to not even see people as people, just more like an object.
So my question would be, if you see those signs, what do you do? Do you go to police? Do you move? How do you keep your family safe?
Depends on the level of severity. If you're talking about something where somebody's not as compassionate or kind, you're going to directly talk to them. Say, what's going on? Open your heart. You're not bonding. You're not connecting. See if they'll go into a health counselor. If you're seeing more severe signs, then absolutely report it.
All right, thank you, Dr. Nielsen, so much for joining us this afternoon. And we're going to continue following this tragedy, both on air and online. You can get the very latest information any time of the day on our free mobile app and abcactionnews.com.